Benvenuti if people, noi siamo Isobar e siamo molto contenti di essere qui. Vi racconteremo una storia molto interessante e faremo il giro del mondo. La storia che vi raccontiamo è la storia di una Sleeping Beauty che diventa una Selling Beauty. Next. Siamo qui per voi, io Lavinia Garulli, direttrice creativa e strategica di Isobar Italia.
Hi, and I'm Simon Gill, Chief Creative Officer for Isobar. And feel free to laugh at my profile picture. We want humor in this presentation.
Next. Vorrei provare un piccolo test per vedere se state dormendo, avete gli occhi aperti. Quante volte vi siete sentiti rispondere bello, ma io devo vendere? Mani su. Perfetto. Domanda più difficile. Quante volte avete detto bello, ma io devo vendere? E infatti, next. Quello che noi vogliamo raccontarvi oggi è che inspiration e transaction non necessariamente devono essere due concetti in contraddizione, ma attraverso il nostro framework strategico Brand Commerce vi racconteremo e vi dimostreremo com'è possibile creare una disruption e sparigliare questa antinomia tipica tra creatività e efficacia e far sì che la bellezza finalmente venda in modo efficiente. Wow, è una grande promessa, ma come? Next. Con un uso creativo della tecnologia. La tecnologia è una fondamentale alleata per portare insieme la transaction e l'inspiration. Questa è la mission di Isobar a livello global. Next. Ci piace raccontarci così. Il nostro obiettivo è trasformare i business, i brand e la vita delle persone attraverso l'uso creativo del digitale. Next. Play the video, please.
We're digital by nature. The ones with the guts to dare, risk, and push boundaries. Our purpose responds to a new world. We're the choreographers of narrative spaces. Every brand needs a narrative to inspire, connect, and enhance people. Narratives enriched with data, filled with emotions, built by digital technology. We work to create a link between virtual and physical spaces. Spaces where content meets transactions, where brand experience meets innovation. Spaces to empower people, turning consumers into producers and brands into publishers. As choreographers, we craft ideas that are social by design and mobile by nature, and that spread fast and far. Ideas that transform complex business challenges into meaningful experiences. Ideas to change what matters most. Our lives. Isobar. Ideas without limits.
Excellent. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. We love technology. We want to be innovative, but we always want to kind of make sure that we're doing this in a creative way and in a very much in a human way. So I'm going to talk to you now a little bit about headless commerce. It's one of the things that we are pushing forwards and builds on our idea of what we call brand commerce. Now, with a lot of marketing theory and advertising over the last, say, 50 years, the point of inspiration and that point of transaction were quite apart, and that you needed a big enough idea that would stick in someone's head long enough for them to go to the shop, to the supermarket, or perhaps save enough money to buy that car that they were looking forwards to. But what's happened is that gap has got much closer as we've seen technology, and in particular mobile, come together. I'm looking at the wrong screen, sorry. This is the classic. But this has very much come closer together, and you can see how mobile in particular has really kind of changed this. And we've all experienced it. You can see something on Instagram or YouTube, be inspired, and you're only a few clicks away from actually kind of purchasing and owning that. And actually, if you have an app and you put Android Pay or Apple Pay in there, you dramatically increase the chances of someone paying for your services. And we see that time and time again. So if we move on, we can see all these great opportunities over lots more kind of touch points. It becomes a kind of more competitive and compelling kind of marketplace. And we call this brand commerce, and it's all about bringing inspiration and transaction much closer together and the opportunities that unlocks. In order to kind of do this, we need to make sure that our customer is at the center of what we're doing. You really do need to understand your customer, your target audience, what they're thinking, feeling, insights about them. And we see that every brand touch point is in fact an opportunity for a commercial interaction, for some brand storytelling or data capture. And this helps us in that short-term action, but also in longer-term brand building. And it's a very exciting premise to kind of work together and blend these as they happen. You'll notice our architecture there, the customer at the center of this. This is reflected in our latest architecture for commerce. So this is showing how things have changed over, say, the last 20, 25 years. And we're now moving to a situation where we have our customer at the center. You have your underlying shop technology, which is often transparent because of the custom interfaces and experiences that you've layered on top of it. But no matter where you are, you're getting that kind of connected experience. And this is pretty exciting and very of the moment. Now, we're not going to talk in detail about technical architectures, you'll be glad to hear. If you are interested in our headless commerce, we've got a white paper at this particular link here. Please feel free to download it and kind of digest. If you've got any questions after the event, please, we'd be more than happy to talk to you about this. What we are going to do is share a number of case studies with you and demonstrate our thinking, and I think hopefully you'll find it very exciting and inspiring. So our next piece of work is for KFC in China, and this is very much around the idea of shortening the queue. So KFC in 2015, it was about 28 years old, and there's a bit of an issue with KFC. Even though it had been seen as a progressive Western brand, it was nearly 30 years since it landed in China and was seen as quite stuffy, and it needed to be revitalized. Now, one of the things that's interesting when we get to China is it's so big, is that the niche audience, in fact, is mass. So everyone talks about millennials. They're very much a kind of key target audience, but when you start to look at the millennial audience in China, you'll actually see that it would represent the 5th largest country in the world. So that, as a niche audience, is in fact a mass audience. And within that audience, you have kind of smaller niches. But what it does do is it means you can really focus in on what they believe in, what their inspirations are, the kind of cultural importance, and drive some amazing creative work. So if we look at some of their key habits, you'll see that they are social. They really enjoy eating as a social experience, not just as a case of fuel. And that's very much part of their kind of well-being and sensibilities. If you look at how they kind of feel about technology, they're highly technical literate, very much embracing connective apps, looking at kind of seeing how they can kind of get involved in esports, and really are embracing technology in ways actually that I think people in kind of Europe are kind of lagging. But also what's important is they have a clear idea around purpose. They very much believe in China and what China represents and see that as a positive way, and also like to get involved in more kind of charitable giving elements. So it's a really interesting and exciting audience that I think pushes us beyond perhaps some of the preconceptions we might have about Asian audiences. So what we had to do is very much kind of unite this idea of the brand around creativity and innovation, to be very much understanding what's happening in culture, and in particular, the millennial culture. And again, we needed to think about not just a simple campaign idea or a creative platform, but really step beyond that into an ecosystem that would underpin with the right technology to allow us to do really interesting and exciting things. So let's look at a short clip now, and you'll see the work in action. Fantastic. It's a really amazing results off the back of this. So how do we do this? And I'm going to talk in a little bit more detail, but first of all, you have to understand that customer journey is fundamental to the work that we're doing. You know, understand your audience, understanding what they're doing, and understand those steps in the journey that they take. And here you can see how it's broken into the kind of dine-in and the home experience, and that was kind of fundamental in terms of how we were able to address this. We had a number of disruptive innovations. This wasn't about one campaign idea. It was about understanding that user journey, what those key pressure points were, and then kind of being active with technology and to make sure that was really working across and engaging multiple audiences. So first of all, we had to upgrade the app. The app needed quite a lot of work. We kind of made it really kind of exciting and tied it into the CRM program. And as you can see there, it actually drove 120 million memberships, which is pretty amazing, and became the key element of the activities that we pushed forwards with. We had to look at the digitized, the ordering experience and digitize that. Our research told us that people did not like queuing in the store. It was the number one pain point. So we needed to address that. We needed to make queues smaller, quicker, and if you were in a queue, you had interesting things to do. So what we had was obviously through the app, you could order. We encouraged people to order their breakfast on an evening, so they could just go in and pick it up as on their way to work. It meant that actually busy periods, you didn't need to queue, which was obviously great from a brand loyalty perspective. And given that a lot of the KFC shops are near transit stations as well, this also allowed for a much greater throughput of people as they're moving around on their way to work or on their way home. And it really helped connect people. We put digital screens into the store, which helped people kind of order this and kind of really get exposed to the amazing kind of menu that was on offer and really kind of help them feel and get them excited about the food they wanted to kind of view. And it also allowed us to do some really interesting things. So this is a quite surprising extension, because once you have this platform, it allows you to start to do experiments where you're not only having the store in the train station, you're letting people order it, and as you board your train, you can actually kind of get your package of food and eat that on your way to your commute, which is really kind of removing, if you like, friction and kind of taking the brand to new places. We, of course, experimented with new channels like voice, and here we kind of see it within the kind of smart TV application as well, allowing people to just order from their sofa and actually, again, make it really easy for them and actually saying, look, you can enjoy KFC at a number of different kind of points in your life. It doesn't need to be on your commute. You can be enjoying it when you're home. We also implemented, in partnership with Baidu, was DAMIANI. One of the interesting things about China, it's a huge country, has 53 different ethnic groups and 84 different language dialects. And because so many people are coming to the major cities, there's about 20 major cities in China, people often feel quite alienated because actually they speak in quite strong accents. People don't always understand what they're saying, and this can be a problem when you're in a queue and trying to order something. So this was a small robot that allowed you, it was a small robot that allowed you to speak to it. It recognized your accent, but also did some facial recognition. So it was able to give you some interesting and inspiring prompts to help with your order. If you'll move on to the next one, we are looking here at facial recognition. This idea of paying with selfie, which is a partnership with Alipay, and gave people that if they were regular customers just to be able to look at the camera, smile, and then they would be just prompted with a quick message on their phone. So again, made kind of that payment, that checkout really simple, which again helped drive better brand loyalty. And again, it wasn't just about the ordering process. We had quite a lot around K-music. So after you ordered your food and were in the restaurant, you were able to kind of contribute to the music. You could select the tracks, and has some really interesting, as you see, over 500,000 were chosen in that kind of short period, which again means that this can be a really important promotional and billboard experience. And so people really feel part of it. But I think one of the key takeaways for us is that, you know, technology has really liberated our way of creative thinking here. It would be almost impossible to do any of this work, say, even 5 years ago. And a lot of people are kind of stressing about creativity and technology. We really believe that technology can help us be more creative. And actually with KFC in China, there's this lovely quote, it's on the next slide, that says actually KFC in many ways is now a tech company. And we're all talking about tech companies, they have big valuations, but KFC is a tech company that disguises a business that sells fried chicken, which is pretty impressive actually, and demonstrates just how innovative and progressive they can be. So that case study was very much about shortening the queue. Now we have to kind of look at the queue in a different way. So I'll just hand back to Lavinia.
Okay, thanks, Simon. Samuel vi ha ben spiegato come nel caso di China il brand commerce è ottimizzare i tempi di coda e non perdere neanche un secondo di utenti che possono essere possibili consumatori. In Italia, che sì, in una situazione completamente diversa, l'obiettivo del brand commerce in questo caso è creare la coda e sfruttare l'effetto di aura che il brand si porta con sé. Di nuovo, non è un tema di campagne creative, ma di una vera e propria strategia con cui il brand affronta il mercato italiano in una situazione estrema per un brand come KFC, dove in Italia per la prima volta affronta probabilmente l'audience più demanding in termini di qualità di food. Cosa abbiamo fatto? Abbiamo trovato una via per creare un legame, una risonanza tra un brand di fried chicken con la cultura italiana. Gli italiani, si sa, parlano molto a gesti e abbiamo tradotto per il colonnello Sanders, che rappresenta uno degli asset della comunicazione del brand, il linguaggio italiano. Play the video.
Double Down, the first panini that speaks Italian. Panini is an Italian word coming from pane, bread, and it's the top of the pop food for Italians. The reason why everywhere in the world you call your burgers paninis. So, what happens when KFC dares to present the Double Down to Italian people, the Carbo Adorers? It's not merely a new product, it's a thrilling challenge for the brand. Italians have a special way to speak, a special language to say the most important things. The Colonel took the chance to resonate with them, presenting the Double Down as the first panini without bread. To prove it, we organised a social experiment mocking food reviews.
Ma che cos'è?
Filming Italians trying the Double Down for the first time ever.
No, non ci credo.
E la miseria.
Quindi è proprio senza pane.
So, we got the campaign. A disruptive K-visual. A relevant social strategy substituting the most common Italian proverbs for bread with the word chicken. And a whole vocabulary set of gestures to let the Colonel speak fluent Italian. How did it go?
Che bomba.
We won!
Ma sorbere, sei buono.
We got 9.5 million full views of the 60-second length video, 4 weeks of sales and transaction growth, 1,000 Double Down sold weekly in every restaurant.
È veramente buono.
So much that we run out of packaging, short of 10 days. A success story that made Italians finally speechless.
Quindi oltre 9 milioni di full view, la creatività, e il prodotto in sold out in quasi tutti i ristoranti. Di nuovo, transaction e inspiration insieme. Per KFC l'obiettivo è rimanere fedeli alla sua proposition, quindi Pride in Fried. Quindi quando abbiamo dovuto lanciare una nuova occasione un nuovo prodotto, il Dipping Bucket, non abbiamo voluto come dire, creare confusione nel consumatore, ci siamo dedicati al tema del bucket, che è uno degli asset strategici fondamentali nel momento dello sharing e della condivisione. E quindi è nata la campagna in questo modo. Next.
The bucket, the most strategic asset for KFC that resonates with the Italian convivial approach to food. The dipping bucket represented the perfect occasion to let Italians express how dip their love is for KFC. So, we started from the dipping bar, making the packaging talk with the users. Though launching a new offer, we did not want to compromise on brand equity. We simplified the message, focusing on obsession for fried chicken, obsessively repeated because it's obsessively loved. In store and out of home, we brought to life this dip. But how do we involve the millennials in a language they can understand? We brought the bucket into the realm of social networks. We created a digital bucket, a 360-degree interactive rounded space in which a host of different people can meet and share their love and dip chicken. The more they are different, the more they share love. Celebrated by a soundtrack specially made for the campaign under the watchful gaze of the Colonel. A dip love story that's spread on Instagram as vertical videos, on social users' conversations as meme GIFs, and on musical.ly, the emerging social network specially loved by young Italian millennials who are dropping out of Facebook, as a duet challenge. Finally, how dip was this love? We reached more than 10 million full views, plus 49.4% lift in brand interest, plus 625.9% lift in creative interest, and plus 5% in sales growth. 'Cause dip, love, always wins. And great teams too.
Ok, l'ultima cosa che vi raccontiamo di KFC Italia è il momento in cui il Double Down ritorna negli store. Ovviamente abbiamo fatto evolvere il gesto del commento al panino senza pane, del grande interrogativo, ma perché l'avete tolto? Next.
Cioè io sono arrivato da KFC, cercavo il Double Down. No, ma ragazzi.
Ma che vi dice la testa? Perché l'avete tolto?
Double Down, quanto mi sei mancato.
Double Down Zinger o Double Down Original? Scelgo l'original.
Io mi tengo il Double Down Zinger.
Wow, è un panino prêt-à-porter.
Sembra più cibo per gli astronauti.
Wow.
Madonna.
Ma il pane?
Un panino senza pane, solo pollo.
Accidenti, che meraviglia. Si può?
Finalmente.
Mi è mancato tantissimo.
Squisito. Cioè, è tutto croccante.
Wow.
Il mio Zinger si sente, eh?
No, il mio original.
Mi sto commuovendo.
Formaggio come se non ci fosse un domani.
Bacon salsa. C'è tutto.
Mi sono innamorato.
Da Oscar.
Il colonnello non ne sbaglia una.
Bentornato Double Down.
In questo caso sono stati gli stessi fan di KFC a diventare protagonisti della campagna e a recensire il nuovo Double Down in versione original e versione Zinger. Next.
Okay, so hopefully you're not feeling too hungry after all that food. We're going to change the tack now. We're going to talk about Uniqlo and we talk about T-shirts. So one of the challenges as we have more and more happening in the digital virtual world is that people are more and more selling with lots of kind of stock or SKUs, as some people call it. And this can actually be quite paralyzing in terms of how you choose things. So it's important to look at new and inventive ways to help people find the product that they would like. Next.
With over 600 styles, Uniqlo has a t-shirt for every occasion. But with so many options, shoppers couldn't make up their minds. So we read them with UMood, a retail experience like no other. We harnessed neurotechnology to analyse brainwaves of the frontal lobe, the area responsible for our moods. With the Neuro headset on, shoppers were shown a range of stimuli to elicit an emotional response. A custom-built algorithm crunched the data to figure out how they were feeling and recommended t-shirts to match. As shoppers were shown each t-shirt, we monitored how much they liked them to determine the perfect one to suit their mood. We had some great reactions and some questionable ones. But the brain wants what the brain wants. UMood travelled to stores across Australia, helping thousands of people find their perfect t-shirt. Comedian Benjamin Law launched UMood by releasing a video online. And so everyone could get involved, we integrated the technology into Uniqlo.com, as well as Instagram. Uniqlo t-shirt sales soared, and UMood's innovative blend of science, technology, and fashion got the entire world talking.
Mind-reading technology that tells you what you really want.
Japanese retailer Uniqlo is using a brain sensor to detect your mood.
Pretty cool. So this has not been done before, people.
Then the next logical step is using this at home, shopping online. Wow, it reads your mind.
Uniqlo solidified their reputation as a true innovator and pioneers in the future of retail. But that's not all we did. There are now talks to roll UMood out in other markets, including Singapore, Japan, and China. We paved the way to revolutionise the retail experience. It's time to stop listening to our hearts and start shopping with our heads. After all, you can't argue with science.
Great example there. It was one of the first brands to use the EEG or the brain scan and really kind of help push that forwards. And I think it was a collaboration with the University of Melbourne. And increasingly what we're seeing is that, technology has always helped the story, but increasingly it's becoming the story. And we've really built on that idea here. We've got up and running, in our States offices, we have the Neuro Lab. And what we've done is take this idea of brain scan, a number of different inputs, and allowed us to assess the performance of virtual reality and AR reality content and really help make them better. People are making a lot of mistakes when they do this type of content, and we're really understanding how we can make those really perform and engage. And so we don't just do the brain scan, we're also doing full 5-axis kind of movement. We're looking at kind of eye tracking and kind of how the pupils are dilating. We're looking at emotional arousal through heartbeat and kind of our sweat, and also our facial expressions, which allows us to have a very kind of rich kind of reading of what people are thinking and feeling, more importantly, when they're using kind of content. And actually this is challenging quite a lot of the things that we might have learned about advertising and marketing over the last, say, 30, 40 years, and allowing us to do more better and effective work. So let's talk about the next case.
Torniamo in Italia con Linear, assicurazione d'auto. In questo caso, se il tema per Uniqlo era aiutare la scelta della t-shirt migliore per un utente, in questo caso è proprio la scelta di quale RC auto sottoscrivere. Io mi sono sempre chiesta come mai in TV, quando le RC auto si raccontano, c'è questa sensazione euforica di incredibile libertà quando normalmente si guida in città e non ci si traveste in questo modo. Next. Quindi cosa abbiamo fatto per Linear? Siamo ripartiti di fatto dalla realtà di tutti i giorni, dal fatto che uno sta in macchina, ci passa tante ore.
Elsa e Dario hanno assicurato l'auto con Linear, perché da quando si sono detti non c'è due senza tre, hanno bisogno di liberare tempo. E in più, con assistenza stradale avranno sempre qualcuno al loro fianco. Con Linear guadagni tempo, puoi risparmiare denaro e hai tutta la sicurezza del gruppo Unipol. Per farci cosa lo decidi tu, con Linear la libertà è inclusa.
Quindi portiamo dalla realtà il concetto di libertà, non è la libertà folle del viaggio senza limiti, ma è una libertà inclusa in quello che uno acquista nella propria RC auto. E da qui ne sviluppiamo una campagna data driven, il cui obiettivo è una combinatoria di soggetti che raccontano delle personas con dei messaggi di benefit concreti che io posso inserire nella mia RC auto, per convogliare il giusto messaggio alla giusta persona nel giusto momento. Con una creatività che riesce a inserire nella vita concreta delle persone il linguaggio così ostico delle garanzie assicurative. Abbiamo visto raccontare le persone con una piccola tagline. Una famiglia possiamo raccontarla come non c'è due senza tre. Un giovane che sta iniziando un nuovo lavoro, sono il capo di me stesso. È una specie, cioè se le vite fossero delle garanzie di assicurazione, probabilmente un creativo le chiamerebbe così. In questo modo abbiamo trovato un link tra la realtà concreta della persona e un linguaggio così ostico come quello freddo delle assicurazioni. Facendo che cosa? Hackerando di fatto il sistema della comunicazione, trasformando la L di Linear in un check rovesciato, per hackerare il linguaggio dei semafori, per hackerare il linguaggio in Piazzale Loreto temporalizzato con il traffico dell'incrocio, e soprattutto nei siti di comparazione, che è il vero touch point dove si decide quale assicurazione sottoscrivere, hackerare il concetto di done e il check verde e portare la top of mind di Linear anche in un contesto così competitivo. Next.
So it's Friday, it's the late afternoon. You'd be forgiven if you weren't just hungry, that you might be wanting a drink. And that's what we're going to talk about now. This is all about the rise in people enjoying cocktails and being obsessed with technology, but actually drinking less. And kind of how can we pull that together? So our next case study is for Diageo, and our solution to this challenge was to open a new bar experience featuring an Alexa show. And we'd like to kind of give you a quick demonstration now and look out for the joke at the end.
The popularity of cocktails is rising. However, home consumption remains low. That's why Diageo created a cocktail skill on Amazon Alexa, so you can work on yours. From now on, just say, Alexa, open the bar.
Welcome to the bar.
With over 75 recipes, it can find you the perfect cocktail and tell you how to make it. Let's start with a classic.
Old fashioned coming right up. Start with the sugar. Add ice. Pour in the whiskey. Stir patiently. Garnish with the orange zest. Cheers.
The bar gives personal cocktail advice to suit your taste.
Would you like something sweet or sour?
Sweet.
I got a great recipe for an espresso martini. This is how 007 would drink his coffee.
The bar is enabled with commerce functionality, so you can get ingredients delivered at home. Just say the word. Just mix, shake, twist, strain, peel, flame, and serve. Boom! Look at you, Mr. Bartender. Your home is now a bar, and it's open. Alexa, I feel like a woo-woo.
I got a great recipe for a woo-woo. It is a 70s disco-inspired drink that is sweet and fruity. That's the way. You'll like it.
I saw a few of you laughing there, that's good. So this is it's on pilot in the UK at the moment, and it's a result of several prototypes that we've carried out to help Diageo take advantage and experiment with voice technology. If you go to the next one, you'll see here, it's a great example, I think, of what we, clearly is voice commerce, but mixing that voice and that kind of visual element and letting people be inspired, have an experience, make it social, and also drive transaction in the process. And again, get closer to the various brands that Diageo has.
E finally, l'ultimo racconto che vi vogliamo fare per riportarvi in Italia, ma poi ritornare, vedremo, in Cina, è il progetto di brand commerce per Damiani. Next. Una storia di una famiglia dove Damiano Grassi ha deciso che l'intero team fossero tutti dei Damiani, ecco perché i Damiani si chiama così, è un plurale. Next. Al centro di questo fantastico brand l'arte orafa di Valencia con il Made in Italy e il cosiddetto savoir-faire che i maestri orafi sono capaci di mettere nel loro lavoro. Next. Con una chiara missione per Isobar, costruire uno spazio narrativo per portare insieme l'ispirazione e la transazione e portare il lusso del Made in Italy in tutto il mondo. Siamo partiti con un e-commerce che parla 9 lingue e si svolge in 14 paesi. Un sistema di CRM in 8 lingue che porta appunto il Made in Italy fino in Russia, Dubai, Hong Kong, Cina e Giappone. Una content strategy sui social perfettamente in sinergia con il contenuto del CRM. E che diventa di fatto il palcoscenico per portare a tutto il mondo i testimonials, le collaborazioni, i premi, gli eventi esclusivi che ruotano attorno al mondo Damiani. Next. Un uso dei social network fino ad arrivare alle shoppable experience, quindi le vetrine, in modo che l'acquisto sia immediatamente collegato al momento dell'ispirazione. Per finire poi appunto a un uso di Instagram che abbiamo chiamato lo storytelling per ispirare, guidare, next, informare e dare un senso alla consumer journey dei nostri possibili acquirenti, per raccontare per esempio quanto è ricco il mondo dei diamanti e quanto c'è da imparare per una scelta ispirata, fino ad arrivare appunto andare oltre ai confini e raggiungere la Cina con WeChat e Weibo. Praticamente un vero e proprio ecosistema che parte dall'Italia, dal Made in Italy, e arriva in tutto il mondo con il lusso e la manualità e la sapienzialità che solo gli italiani sanno mettere nel loro design.
So I hope that's given you a good idea of what we're about, from both Isobar Italy and also our wider network, about how we're bringing inspiration and transaction closer together, about how we're making sure everything is powered by creativity, about using technology, being innovative, and very much putting the customers of our clients at the center of what we're doing. we'd like to leave you with one piece of work that we're particularly proud of. And this is by Patrick William Corgan, who used to be in the Smashing Pumpkins. And this is all about how can you re-envisage the music video for the immersive age. And we'd love to just leave this with you and enjoy and take it away. Thank you.
Down the middle, the world survives. Look out, son, the air's alive. Call it ether, elemental, dark nights. There's mountains drawn from us. If I'm leaving you without return, I'll snap and I'll pull through time and space. You can call it home if you wish, or if it's fair, but it's mine to share a life. Won't you mourn with me? Love, won't you mourn with me? He loves, won't you mourn with me? Love is, won't you mourn with me? He loves, won't you mourn with me? Love is, won't you mourn with me? Love is, won't you mourn with me? Love is, won't you mourn with me?
And that was very much #winning. He won the Grand Prix at Cannes this year for Digital Craft. We're very, very proud of it. It's been a real pleasure to speak to you today. If you have any questions, we'll be around after the show. Michaela here, amazing MD from Isobar Italy, who can take any kind of contacts and interest. But thank you very much for your attention. It's been a great pleasure.
Grazie mille.